Hey there, guys. Noodle here. I still don't know who I am. I know I'm crazy that way, but what I do know, if the man says, "Hey, I would love to see your reaction to my Mr. CB video," the only answer, the only reply is
Yes.
so. We are going to watch Pyrex' A Generational Legacy of Umamusume. This is Mr. CB story, part one. That's right. There's a part two. There's a part two. This is going to be amazing. Anyway, let's get to it. I will try my best not to yap too much because number one, this is a very long video, which I love longer videos. I'm just gonna get lost to this. Okay, let's go.
Last year, I decided to dive into the world of Umamusume Pretty Derby. In doing so, I not only uncovered my love for the franchise.
Okay, like okay. I noticed something. Is this on purpose? Are these cuts on purpose? Because this is, if it is, that's pretty good. Look at this, right?
Last year,
You have the tree goddesses looking up,
decided to dive into the world of Umamusume
and then you see the other Umas looking up,
Pretty Derby.
and then you
In
see
doing so,
Ogre
I
Cap
not
looking
only
up.
uncovered my love for the
Although given, she's probably fantasizing about a KFC menu or something, but I don't know if that's on purpose. It is. That's pretty good. I love that small wrinkle right there.
franchise, but also began to grow an attachment to the real history behind some of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
Stories of determination,
same.
perseverance, and passion quickly swept me off my feet, plunging
I just want to say, since we saw this one with Teo in season 2, a lot of people are like, oh my god, I love Tokate's story. I haven't really seen a lot of people. I know there's a bunch, but for me personally, I haven't seen people like, oh my god, Machiko did such an amazing job playing Teo in season 2.
me down a rabbit hole which seemed to grow more and more interesting the further back I traveled. Every Uma is modeled after the rich history of their real-life counterparts, riveting tales which naturally unfold over the span of their careers. This
Oh
specific
yeah.
Uma is one
Wife.
such story,
Wife.
one which took me down a rabbit hole to the first racing boom in Japan. A
Mm.
racehorse who in Uma
He said the thing! He said the thing! So early! He said the thing and not even a minute in!
Musume stands beside Rudolph as a legendary racer from Tracing Academy, an Uma who appears unbound and carefree.
Okay, but I have a question. I don't know how does this have a clip? You know, I always wonder.
With a deep love for racing. This is the story of Mr.
There she is.
CB,
There she
the
is.
director of the turf.
Oh,
Before we can fully dive into Mr. CB,
is that like a formal like title that fans gave her or him? Because that is interesting. Because I think I saw another video. I didn't watch it. I just saw it in my on my feed, on my recommended. I forgot who made it, but it's also somewhat of a longer video. Not as long as this one. This one by Pyrex is 55, almost an hour long, right? But I think in the thumbnail they also use the director. Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm dumb.
CB's racing career in history,
Gang,
we
comments
first had
now.
to establish the lineage that he came from.
Oh,
Mr.
pedigree,
CB's
nice.
sire was Tosho Boy, and his dam CB Queen. Originally, Mr. CB was a
Wait, Tosho Boy. Is this the like a three? Is this one of the three-way horses like back in the day? Because I kind of read somewhere. I can't remember if it's like Reddit or Twitter, where back in the 70s, I think, or 60s. I can't remember. But there's like a three-way like battle between like three really good horses back then.
horse that was never supposed to be born.
It might be Tosho Boy. I can't remember.
But as always, fate would intervene. CB Queen at the time was a broodmare with an impressive bloodline of her own.
I like the presentation. I love this. I love this. Holy shit. 1973. Okay.
CB Queen was a daughter of Topio, a French cult who would claim victory at the 1967 Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
Oh, Trump winner.
Coming from such a strong lineage,
Trump winner. Arc winner. What the frick?
CB Queen would achieve victories of her own during her racing career, which lasted from 1975 to 1970.
In my head, it was Triumph.
One of CB Queen's most notable races being her victory at the 1977 Mainichi Yokon. Her victory wasn't only impressive due to her participating against male horses, but also because it would be a record-setting time.
Oh,
CB Queen displayed the ability to not only race against horses thought to be outside of her reach, but also shatter course records in the process.
nice.
After her retirement,
I just want to say before we continue is that I love this presentation right here. Like, I love reading a lot of these things. So you have the Umamusume part, you have the overview for the horse itself, and then you have the record, right? By the way, 22 and 5 out of 22 is not bad, right? Like I've said this before, I think, but like Umamusume players, global players, are so desensitized. And I'm not saying this to diss people. It's just like it's just facts, right? Like a lot of I even saw Reddit touch on this every once in a while, and the people who say this get downvoted to oblivion. I don't know why. Uh, but Umamusume players get so desensitized with winning. 5 out of 22 is pretty good, right? Especially if you have like a graded stakes race win or two there, right? But us players are like, oh, yeah, my track laser, I won triple crown senior spring and autumn. But in reality, like even winning your maiden is really hard, right? There's a lot of horses out there that don't even break their maiden, and they don't win, and they get relegated into NAR and not win it and just disappear, right? There's a lot of horses like that. So yeah, this is very interesting. I love the presentation here.
display the ability to course wreck place of the Chigira farm to the Okamoto Ranch.
Oh,
Chigira farm was located in the Gunma prefecture, while Okamoto Ranch was located,
that's interesting. Wait, is
but also shatter course records in the process. After her retirement, CB Queen was sent from her birthplace of the Chigira farm to the Okamoto.
oh okay? So again, that's interesting because like I can't remember. Like I follow several like horse people Twitter accounts that like I learned so much from them, which makes Twitter so much more bearable. I forgot the statistic. Somebody put out a statistic that 99 or 98 point something percent of the breeding farms are in Hokkaido. So it's interesting that Chigira Farm is not in Hokkaido, which is that's insane. Yeah, that's pretty good.
While
Pretty
Okamoto
good
Ranch
knowledge.
was located in Hidaka, Hokkaido. Though Mr. CB's dam was already impressive for her time, his sire would be one of the most influential horses of the 1970s. Tosho Boy was one of 3 horses who'd go head-to-head in
I
various
knew it.
races in 1976.
Oh, it's in the
This period
70s.
of
Okay.
fierce competition would be known as the TTG era,
Yeah, it's 3 horses, right?
signifying the feud between Tosho Boy, 10 Point, and Green Grass. The TTG era was a period that showed a deep adoration for the latter half of the first racing boom, a nationwide craze in Japanese horse racing which was ignited by the rise of the
Haiseiko.
first idol horse, Haiseiko, in
The primordial freak Kaibutsu.
1973.
1970. So Hall of Fame, Grand Prix Special Achievement Award, 13 out of 22. That's pretty good. NAR, like, perfect record. Hey. Umamusume Haseiko is portrayed as an athlete who has maintained. Oh, he has an Umamusume. Oh, that's pretty cool.
During this period,
I'm not gonna pause and just. I'm gonna rewatch this and read everything afterwards.
the current grading system we're all too familiar with had yet to be introduced.
Uh-huh.
The modern day grading system of G3, G2, and G1 races. Instead, Japan had what was known as the 8 major races, or the Hachi Daikyoso. Races which made up the Hachi Daikyoso were defined as the most prestigious races of that period. These races would include the Oka Sho,
Okay.
Satsuki Sho, Yushin Himba, Tokyo Yushin, Kika Sho, Spring and Autumn Tenno Sho, and the Arima Kinen.
Oh, so it's just the classics and the Emperor, both Emperor Cups and Arima. That's interesting. I wonder why the Shukasha is not part of that.
Even with the absence of the grading system, the concept of the
Interesting.
Triple Crown was a well-established title. Saint Light had first claimed this title in 1941, followed by Shinzan
Shinzan.
in 1964.
Shinzan is such a
Tosho Boy
cool.
would gain attention
Damn.
from various Japanese horse racing fans for his speed and grace on the racecourse. This would earn him the nickname of Tenma, or
Tenma, the VTuber? The short VTuber from Face Connect? I'm sorry.
Pegasus.
Wait, what?
This would earn him the nickname of Tenma, or Pegasus.
Oh, that's what Tenma means. Okay. Well, let me see here. 1976 Horse of the Year, best 3-year-old colt. That makes sense. Jerry Hall of Fame, 1984. 15. Oh, that's a good record. That's a good record. Umamusume Bloodlines. Offspring, CB, Daichi. Oh, Daichi Ruby is Dam Sire of Fukitaru. Soup Tosho, Dam Sire. Okay. Vodka. Okay.
His explosiveness against the strongest horses of his era was described as exciting to witness firsthand. Tosho Boy would also be recognized as Horse of the Year in 1976, and in 1984, he'd be inducted to the JRA Hall of Fame. Of the 15 total starts in Tosho Boy's career,
oh my god, look at that. That's insane. Oh.
He'd place first in 10, second in 3, third in 1, and have only one race below the top 3 rankings. Within the first place finishes in...
I mean, look at that. One time. It's all placing, right?
And have only
he
one
placed
race
every single
below the
time.
top 3 rankings. Within the first place finishes in his career, 2 would be within the Hachidaikyo.
Oh my god, that's...
These being the 1976 victory in the Satsuki Sho and Arima Kinen. In addition, Tosho Boy would claim victory in the 1977 Takarazuka Kinen as well.
Oh, okay.
Though Tosho Boy wasn't the victor of the 1977...
Dude, I love vintage footage like this. Like, I don't know, man. Like, seeing vintage footage like this, with the somewhat, like, pale, pinkish, like, rustic, like, I don't know, man.
Arima Kinen, the final race in his
career.
This is... The race itself is considered the...
I mean, you could add a lot for this too, but I don't think so.
Climax of the legendary TTG rivalry. Even in modern day, this fierce showdown is still...
Dude, for 1977, this is Have you seen some of the footage of the JRA channel? Like from like 10, 15, 20 years ago. This is so much clearer than some of those, man.
Widely regarded as one of the most intense and popular races in Japanese horse racing. This race, to many,
this is pretty clear.
Solidified who was the strongest amidst the 3. The history of TTG is another captivating period in Japan's horse racing history, deserving of an entire video itself, which will be released following our dive into Mr. CB. Mr. CB was born on April 7, 1980 in Hokkaido. Interestingly, when observing birth records for Mr. CB, unlike the other horses we've covered before, an entirely fictitious location is listed: Urakawa Chigira Farm. This mere name alone unveils a dramatic story which led to...
Look at my
Mr.
wife,
CB's
she's so
birth.
beautiful.
For this next portion of the video, we'll explore the history of the Chigira
Is she laughing while racing Rudolph? That's okay.
Farm,
Man.
which resides in the Gunma Prefecture, the place where Mr. CB's roots lie. The
Okay.
Chigira Ranch has been involved with horse breeding for decades at this point.
Is this? Oh yeah, that is Shaddai. I have seen this.
The Chigira Ranch has been involved with horse breeding for decades.
Yeah, I've seen this drone shot before.
At this point, producing
Shaddai
many
is so pretty.
exceptional horses like Marun Uma, Sugen Uma, Meizui, and CB Queen. During the time of the ranch's establishment till the birth of CB Queen, it is important to note that the ownership became generational over time. In 1927, Kenji Chigira first began producing thoroughbred racehorses. During World War II, Chigira Ranch faced many hardships.
Oh yeah.
Shortage of funds and food
Yeah, that
resulted
makes
in the
sense.
temporary suspension of breeding operations. Facing
Mm.
insurmountable hardships, the Chigira family worked tirelessly to rebuild their former foundation of the ranch, and by 1963, their efforts would finally bear fruit. Meizui, a cult born in 1960, would claim victory at both the 1963 Satsuki Sho and Tokyo Yushun, a
Oh, wow.
remarkable accomplishment from a ranch that had to rebuild from the ground up.
What's also amazing is that they're not in Hokkaido. So, like, from what I understand, and I might be wrong here, correct me if I'm wrong, like, farms in Hokkaido has the somewhat of an advantage in terms of just breeding because of the climate, although winters are worse. So,
By this point, Kenji had given ownership of his ranch to his son, Yasushi Chigira. Interestingly, Kenji also had a horse who would win the Tokyo Yushun.
oh wow.
Sugen Uma would claim victory in the 1938 Tokyo Yushun, making Meizui's victory a continued legacy of wins at the Yushun for the ranch.
Wow.
By the time Daisaku Chigira, Yasushi's son, took over, just as his father and grandfather had done, he
Mhm.
needed to conduct his own research as well. Daisaku possessed a strong passion for racehorses, spending most of his time studying bloodlines meticulously. Daisaku's goal was
That is what I'm interested in the most. Is like figuring out how do they figure out which stallions that they're going to use to cover which broodmare. Because it's not just like looking at the pedigree and stuff and seeing this nick with this or whatever. There's so many things to consider too.
simple: to continue the legacy of his father and grandfather and produce a remarkable horse for the Chigira Ranch.
That's why, and this is from, and sorry for this sidebar. That is so interesting because a lot of people put so much thought into prepping for breeding, and then you see, uh, the owner of Saiyan Sky just let's just make them mate, and hopefully it works.
In 1973, his efforts would finally pay off, and CB Queen was born. After an impressive racing career, CB Queen became a broodmare, Daisaku entrusting her to Okamoto Ranch in Hokkaido. His
Hmm.
attention would then shift to finding a suitable mate for CB Queen. As
Yeah.
his pursuit for a suitable mate continued, a flash of inspiration captivated Daisaku, recalling CB Queen's debut race. Although her career was impressive, CB Queen's debut would be a crushing defeat,
Oh,
losing
sprinting?
by over 10 lengths. In
What?
that moment, Daisaku was focused on only one thing: the beauty of the winning horse's run. Daisaku
Oh.
thought to himself, "This horse will surely become incredible, a magnificent sire. One day, I want to see the offspring of this horse and queen." As we've witnessed many times before, everything in Japanese horse racing connects at one point or another. This instance is no exception. The horse which had captivated Daisaku was none other than Tosho Boy, the winner of the
Oh.
later dubbed legendary debut race. With newfound determination, Daisaku would submit an application for CB Queen to be bred with Tosho Boy. Now, you may be thinking, with how accomplished Tosho Boy was, surely he must have been a popular breeding stallion, right? The truth is, he was the exact opposite.
Oh.
Being a domestically
Really?
bred Japanese horse, Tosho Boy was treated as a third-rate stallion. At the
Why?
time, Japan simply did not value horses bred domestically as
Because they love importing stuff. Right,
suitable
right.
sires. During this period, overseas and foreign bred horses were thought to be
He is chonky. He is very chonky. That is not. Damn.
the only true sires. Furthermore, Tosho Boy's first crop of foals did not perform well either, with conception rates below.
I think I touch on this in one of the videos that I watched. I can't remember which one. I think I did it yesterday, where there were people on Reddit. I mean, it's Reddit, right? But there were people fighting on Reddit about Contrail and how he's already failed as a stallion because his first crop hasn't really won anything yet. And I'm like, it's been like somebody says like, wait, it's early in the year, and this was like a month or so ago. So it's literally early on in this year. So like, people are weird sometimes.
60%. Many of his offsprings inherited traits that acted to prevent a good racing career,
Man, I
not
mean,
enable it. This is a
horse racing, as people say, horse racing is the original gotcha. Horse breeding. I mean, it's the original gotcha because you'll never know what you're gonna get.
reputation that was spread among Japan's horse breeders, only attracting brood mares with little to no accomplishments in their careers,
Yeah.
drawn only to Tosho Boy by his low breeding fee. These lackluster
Oh, it's kind of like Gold Chip, huh?
offsprings only dampened his legacy further. Harumi Tokunaga, the manager of Tosho Boy, ultimately felt sorrow for such an unfortunate outcome.
Very quick sidebar. That's interesting because I thought I didn't expect that the Japanese this like far back would or like just importing.
The
It kind of does make sense because like before Sunday Silence came, like there's a lot of native dancer, northern dancer, but it kind of makes sense now that I'm thinking about it.
arrival of CB Queen's application brought great joy to Harumi, followed by a shattering realization. This could
But
be the chance to preserve Tosho Boy's legacy, breeding with
oh,
such an accomplished mare like CB Queen.
but then maybe Tosho Boy's like bloodline is late maturing, right? Maybe.
There was only one problem. CB Queen was owned by a non-member farm.
Oh shit! Wait,
Following his retirement, Tosho Boy was
what?
purchased by Hidaka Thoroughbred Breeders Association.
Wait,
According
what?
to retirement, Tosho Boy was owned by a non-member farm. Only one problem. CB Queen was owned by a non-member farm. Following his retirement, Tosho Boy was purchased by Hidaka Thoroughbred Breeders Association. According to the regulations of said association, Tosho Boy was only allowed to breed with mares owned by Hidaka members.
That is a terrible clause.
Worried for Tosho Boy's future as a stallion,
So it's not JRA because yeah, like it's not central. It's specifically for the horse and the connections, I guess.
Harumi made a bold decision.
That's
Very well. We cannot leave Tosho Boy in this state.
wait. What are you gonna do, man?
I will personally authorize the breeding with CB Queen.
Okay. What does that mean?
With this one choice,
Wait, you can't, right?
the breeding between Tosho Boy and CB Queen became a reality in 1979.
Uh huh.
Unsurprisingly, with the conception of CB Queen, Harumi's actions would soon be exposed. Becoming aware of this violation to the rules, nothing could be done at this point. Once life has been conceived,
Well, she's already pregnant. Hey, what can we do, right?
it would not be erased under the excuse of a regulation violation.
Something. Don't ask for permission. Just apologize afterwards. Something.
This calls back to the original mention of Mr. CB's completely fictitious place of birth, Urakawa Chigira Farm. Although the real farm is located in Gunma Prefecture, this name, placing the farm in Hidaka, Hokkaido, was simply the fabrication Tokunaga had created to deceive the organization. In the spring of the following year, 1980, CB Queen would give birth to CB Queen 1, who would later be known as Mr.
My
CB.
wife!
The meaning of CB is
Or the
simple
horse
yet
that is
profound, standing for Chigira Bokujo. For the Chigira family, this wasn't just a simple name, but instead a title reserved for only the horses they believed would be the absolute
it's a special
masterpieces
title,
of
huh?
the farm. By making the decision to name this horse Mr. CB, they were staking the entire reputation of their farm on this horse's success. The previously mentioned fictitious place of birth remains a marker of Harumi's violation. Following Mr. CB's birth, Harumi was severely reprimanded by his superiors, and for some time will receive
2400.
scrutiny in the workplace. Though CB Queen attempted to breed a few more times with different stallions, she'd ultimately failed to conceive following Mr. CB's birth.
Oh,
It is said
why?
that CB Queen had poured all of her life into bringing Mr. CB into this world. Funnily enough, due to CB Queen and Tosho Boy's participation in their maiden race together, many regarded this event as a childhood friend's marriage.
Wait, really? Oh, that's some anime plotline, man.
In Umamusume, there's an event where Mr. CB recalls her parents, explaining the following. My parents were a trainer and their pupil, but they'd eloped and married against everyone's strong opposition. As Umamusume does, a subtle nod is given
That
for
is
the simple
such
retelling
a
of Mr.
Romeo and
CB's
Juliet thing.
unconventional birth. I must say, that was quite a dense segment just to cover one portion of Mr. CB's rich history. If you've
Yeah.
seen the remaining runtime, I'd suggest grabbing some snacks and your favorite beverage to enjoy the rest of this video.
That's a lot.
Luckily for me, I have a variety of snacks to choose
Okay.
from, thanks to the sponsor of this video.
Ad break.
Both Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. were kind enough to send
Whoa, what is this? Why is this is that a mat? Is it a play mat? What's
me a little slice of Japan in their unique
Okay. Pyrex, what is this? Just for science, for research purposes. What's okay.
set of snack boxes. Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. are
Kit
both
Kats!
monthly snack box subscriptions where you can get exclusive seasonal Japanese snacks delivered right to your door. For March, the theme for Tokyo Treat is Sakura Spring Snack Fest, and for Sakura Co., the theme would be Sakura in Bloom. Both of these boxes highlighting the iconic cherry blossom season in Japan. Tokyo Treat had so many amazing things to choose from, some of my favorites being the Sakura flavored Kit Kats and surprisingly their vegan ramen. I'm always a sucker for trying out new ramen flavors, and the richness of the broth
My
was
man.
just the thing I needed
My
on a
man.
cold
Yep.
afternoon.
There you
If
go.
you're curious on what each item
Me too.
is, Tokyo Treat also provides you with a catalog showcasing every item in their snack box, along with a booklet of information surrounding their monthly theme. Sakura Co. also shares the theme of cherry blossoms, but with a more traditional delivery. While Tokyo Treat offers more modern snacks like you'd commonly find in a Japanese corner store, Sakura Co. offers artisanal snacks with tea pairings. They even include household items for you
Fancy.
to enjoy the contents of their box with. While researching these videos, sometimes I go late into the early hours of the next morning trying to compile information. Late night research paired with a soothing taste of a refreshing cup of tea always hits the spot, and with this month's featured flavor, Sweet Sakura, I was able to get through the night. I found the most pleasant combinations being this comforting tea partnered with their Sakura Castella, a fluffy baked cake with a combination of sweet and slightly sour flavors. Just like Tokyo Treat, Sakura Co. also provides you with a booklet to aid you in exploring the contents of your snack box, as well as the rich history of Japan. Give Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. a try today.
Yeah,
Use my referral code in the description for
use
$5
code
off your
Pyrex.
first box.
Yep.
Why not treat yourself and be ready for the next
I
time we
love-
dive into an Uma's
Okay.
rich history together. Huge thanks to Tokyo Treat
This is how you do a sponsored ad, man. This is this guy's amazing.
and Sakura Co. for sponsoring this video. And let's get right back into Mr. CB.
It's not phoned in. It's a
When Mr. CB
presentation
was
itself.
born, he was fairly small for a cult, almost as small as a filly would be. Despite his small frame, CB had great posture,
Like
was
Deep
perfectly
Impact.
balanced, and used his entire body to jump and prance about.
Oh, that's
Among
good.
Tosho Boy's offspring,
I've watched so much at this point, like Bloodstock videos, and I've heard and watched enough Bloodstock agents what they look for in a horse, and they say that exactly. Like they look for a yearling that uses their whole body.
Mr. CB showed the most potential. Instead of inheriting detrimental traits as previous offspring had, Mr. CB seemed to have only inherited good qualities from his sire. In his first year, Mr. CB proved to be easy to work with. He was usually calm and very obedient. With this calmness did come
That's
a
good.
stubbornness if his mood was dampened. Mr. CB, just like his mother, will refuse to obey any commands or listen if he were upset. In 1982,
never mind.
Mr. CB entered the Matsuyama stable. Seeing his exceptional development, the staff of the stable were eager to work with him, holding high expectations. Yasuhisa Matsuyama would be appointed as CB's trainer, and eventually, Matsuyama will reach out to Masato Yoshinaga to jockey Mr. CB in future races to come. Yoshinaga would serve as Mr. CB's primary jockey, riding him in every race from his debut to retirement. This inquiry to
like
ride the first foal of CB
he's like, what is that? Holy, oh man, I swear. Anyway,
Queen was due to the fact that Yoshinaga was her regular jockey throughout her career.
apologies
He had chosen
for
to ride CB
the
Queen over other highly evaluated
stupid
horses at the
person
time.
honking the
Now,
horn.
being asked to jockey CB Queen's
What
memorable
was that again? Sorry
jockey
about that.
throughout the first foal of CB Queen was due to the fact that Yoshinaga was her regular jockey throughout her career.
Oh, okay, okay,
He
okay.
had chosen to ride CB Queen over other highly evaluated horses at the time.
Kind of like what Lemaire does, right? Like Lemaire jockeyed Equinox, and now he's jockey Exceed. Although CB Queen is the mom of Mr. CB, Equinox and Exceed are like full sisters right now. By the way, never mind. I'm not going to go on a tangent. I'm not going to go on a tangent. I'm going to do that in another video because this is a long video, and I really yeah.
Now, being asked to jockey
My
CB
ADHD,
Queen's
no!
firstborn, it was an offer that he simply couldn't refuse. Just as he'd done with CB Queen, Yoshinaga would be by Mr. CB as they ran each race, a legacy bond that would prove inseparable.
I know like Ryuji Wada and Tee Up on her own, and I forgot his name. I did watch that Pirates video. Still in Love. The hottie jockey.
Yoshinaga himself was not a highly acclaimed jockey. If anything, he was evaluated as a second-tier rider at best. He wasn't incapable, but instead possessed a relatively unique riding style. Yoshinaga would either break away from the pack at the start of the race, or linger in the very back, only to launch a furious final stretch near the end of the race. Understandably, these were considered rough tactics, and with it came enormous risks.
So this reminds me of, for y'all, I mean, what of you recommended me watching the J-drama, depending on it has two titles, The Royal Family or Passing the Reins, right? It's on Netflix. If you haven't watched it yet, it's an oh my god, it's an amazing, like the person who commented for me to try to watch it was right. Like, you're gonna see the behind the scenes stuff of horse racing. You're gonna have a better idea. But what Pyrex said here reminded me of the trainer in that show, because that trainer was, they said that he's weird, and he, when you meet him, he is kind of weird, but he's just like unconventional in his like in his training with the horses, and this jockey reminded me of that for some reason.
Although his methods were
He's kind of niche, I guess, right?
Unorthodox, Yoshinaga still garnered his own set of fans who were mesmerized by his unique racing style.
Yeah.
Seeing him surge from last to first place was something truly uncommon to witness during a race.
So that wasn't the meta yet, right? That wasn't the meta yet. I mean, it hasn't really been the meta, because like still, but it's more acceptable now. We have a lot of enclosers now, or chasers, like both in the east and in the west countries, right?
Among these fans was a poet named Shuji Terayama.
I love the hair.
He admired Yoshinaga.
This guy exudes so much chadness.
Who continued to race despite losing his wife early on in his life, and leaving his children in his hometown. Even with these unfortunate circumstances, Yoshinaga continued to live by his own convictions, steadfastly following his own path paved through grief and hardship. The partnership between Mr. CB and this jockey of solitude would unveil a story truly unique to the world of Japanese horse racing. As Mr. CB's career began, no one could have predicted the future which awaited him. Conditioning would continue into Mr. CB's 2-year-old year. On November 6, 1982, Mr. CB would enter the Tokyo racecourse for his debut.
1600.
With no major setbacks during training, hopes were high for a victory.
Good. So it's
being the first offspring of CB Queen
soft.
Alongside Tosho Boy, Mr. CB generated a considerable amount of anticipation from eager onlookers. Mr. CB would be ranked first in the popularity poll to win.
Hamano
With
Ribbit.
these high expectations
Happy Tome.
came a dramatic start. Mr. CB would have a late start to the race itself, and for a brief moment, would generate a sudden sense of fear for a loss at his debut. Even with this late start, Mr. CB would crush his competition, pulling ahead, securing a victory by a staggering 5 lengths. Mr. CB had not only won his debut, but showcased a dominant presence to those who witnessed the race. A month later, on December 4th, 1982, Mr. CB will participate in the Kuromatsu show. Just like his debut, Mr. CB was once more the fan favorite to win. This race also would signify an unexpected weakness that Mr. CB's team hadn't witnessed before. As the gates opened, just like in his debut a month prior,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
CB would find difficulty exiting the gate.
So he's bad at breaking out. Okay.
It was
But
debut CB's team hadn't witnessed before. As the gates opened, just like in his debut
yeah, that's
a month prior, Mr.
It's not as bad as the others that you see online.
CB would find difficulty exiting the gate. It wasn't a mere misstart, but instead a complete failure to exit the gate properly. This resulted in an undesirable position for Yoshinaga, who urged Mr. CB forward, attempting to position themselves in the middle of the pack. Instead of simply obeying his jockey's command, Mr. CB would begin a monstrous spurt forward. This sudden surge replaced Mr. CB at the front of the pack, and even then, his
That's
explosive pace did not stop. From a position which was less than ideal for his jockey, to a display of fierce speed to claim first place.
And he
Even though
outgrinded
Mr.
them.
CB had won his second race in a row, his team remained uneasy. It was clear that this horse possessed an innate talent, gifted with speed and the ability to surge forward. This victory was bittersweet, and only in time could these obstacles properly be addressed. On December 25, 1982, Mr. CB will participate in the final race of his 2-year-old year. The Hiragi Sho would act as a testing ground for the team to confirm their suspicion of CB's previous win. Just like the Kuromatsu Show, Mr. CB would experience yet another late start at the gate. Just like the Kuromatsu Show, Mr. CB
he kind of jumped a bit.
experience yet another late start at the gate, leaving him
So it's a
far behind
habit.
the rest of his competition. The Nakayama racecourse is infamously known for its short home stretch, and with this severe starting issue, many fans lost hope the instant Mr. CB exited the gate. From that position, over such a short stretch, there's no way he makes it. Impossible. Even if the odds are low,
Insane
a
spurt?
small chance always exists.
Insane spurt.
This would
Okay.
be Mr. CB's third consecutive late start. Yoshinaga, a jockey who raced just as unconventionally as the horse he rode now, had already braced himself for such an event to occur. As the two continued to ride, a sudden thought crossed his mind. This is simply the kind of horse he is. This is his innate nature.
Good instinct for a
His
jockey.
way of running. Since the start would always be lost, Yoshinaga came to one conclusion. They would race only the final stretch. This sudden decision ignited a new desire for the Hiragi Sho, to test how powerful Mr. CB's final spurt truly was.
And they conserve energy too.
A choice birthed from the desperation of their hopeless position, a desperation that Mr. CB would answer. As they reached the final homestretch, Mr. CB would display a level of acceleration far beyond the common expectations in the racing world at the time. Unlike Mr. CB's debut race, the competitors at the Hiragi Sho were no longer inexperienced colts. They were formidable adversaries, each having claimed at least one victory in their careers.
Okay.
This roster of talented horses and seasoned jockeys made one thing painfully clear. In this race, there wasn't a single opponent who'd easily yield. Even so, Mr. CB would break through to the front of the pack,
Look at that.
engaging in a
Oh,
head-to-head
he's zooming
clash
from the
with
inside.
Umamusume. Crossing the finish line, Mr. CB and Shin
Oh,
would
not enough.
finish head-to-head.
Oh,
This
that's
would
not
also
enough.
mark the first loss in Mr. CB's career, losing to Umamusume by a neck. Despite the loss, Yoshinaga felt a strong feeling that quickly overwhelmed him. Mr. CB had displayed an explosive power unparalleled by any other competitors at the time. He was convinced that even with these late starts, Mr. CB's acceleration could serve as their ace in the hole for future races to come.
And what's good is like the jockey figured it out that early within 3 races, right? Like at least they can do trial and error, but like the synergy is like it's expedited by a bit now.
An ordinary jockey would likely think that these late starts should immediately be corrected.
Yeah.
However, Yoshinaga was anything but ordinary. If he's going to be late anyway, then we let him settle at the back through the middle stake of
Save
the
his
race,
energy.
conserving as much energy as
Yeah.
possible. Then we strike in the final stretch.
Yeah, empty the gas tank
This
afterwards.
tactic, dubbed as the holdup tactic, was Yoshinaga's specialty. Seeing Mr. CB's current dilemma of late starts, he saw no reason to not apply
This
his
is a
strongest
smart
tactic
jockey,
to
man.
Mr. CB as well. Solidifying this choice, the strategy was born to make Mr. CB a legend. The devastating last to first assault.
The good thing about that too is instead of like forcing the horse to correct the habit, which I don't know, maybe it's not a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, maybe it's a good thing, depending on the horse, I think. But instead of like forcing the correction on the horse, the jockey worked with it or worked around it. So it's pretty
With
good.
this, Mr. CB would end his 2-year-old year of racing, participating in 3 total races, placing first in 2 and second in 1. Though Mr. CB's team felt these late starts were a great weakness, Yoshinaga had transformed it into their greatest weapon. Entering his 3-year-old year, Mr. CB's team planned to have him participate in the classic races. Of the 3 races which make up the classics, the Tokyo Yushun was the one that his trainer paid the most attention to.
I've always I'm probably dumb for asking this, but
Mr. CB's team
is this Saint Light or is this Shinzon? I
planned to
I
have
don't
him
know.
participate in the classic races. Of the 3 races which make up the classics, the Tokyo Yushun was the one that his trainer paid the most attention to.
I mean, it is a
In order to
derby.
give Mr. CB experience on Tokyo racecourses, his team would
Ooh.
enter him in the Kyoto Sushin High on February 13th, 1983.
Isn't Tokyo the opposite of Nakayama? Like Nakayama, like Pyrex mentioned, is it Nakayama? A short final stretch. Is it Tokyo or is it Kyoto that has a longer one?
The Kyoto Sushin High is widely considered a gateway race to the Yushun, drawing
Ooh.
strong competitors, one of which being Umamusume.
Oh, the dude that beat him. Wait, why is he just 4th on the odds?
Surprisingly, Mr. CB would exit the gate smoothly for this race. Even with this surprising development, Yoshinaga was still fully committed to utilizing Mr. CB's monstrous acceleration. He deliberately eased his position to last place. This time, it wasn't an unfortunate late start that would push Mr. CB to last place, but
It's on
instead,
purpose.
an intentional move by Yoshinaga.
Yep.
Almost as if they were perfectly synergized, Mr. CB would answer Yoshinaga's wishes. After the 3rd corner, Mr. CB began rapidly closing the gap to the leading positions.
Dude.
As they approached the final homestretch,
Yeah.
Mr. CB engaged in a fierce head-to-head duel with Umenushi.
That is really ooh.
Unlike his previous race, this time, Mr. CB prevailed, beating Shin-Oh by a head. Just as Yoshinaga thought, this style of racing suited Mr. CB perfectly. A month later, Mr. CB would enter the Yayoi Show on March 6, 1983.
The prep for Satsuki Sho, right?
Just like the Kyoto Sushin High, Yoshinaga will once more deliberately place Mr. CB at the very back of the pack. It is important to note that Mr. CB's natural abilities made him capable of maintaining his position mid-pack. Even so, Yoshinaga would opt to follow the tactics developed from Mr. CB's shortcomings. The results spoke for themselves. Just like his previous race, Mr. CB would accelerate near the final homestretch. Utilizing pure strength, Mr. CB would rapidly pull ahead, securing a victory by 1.5 lengths. This only acted to strengthen Yoshinaga's resolve. This strategy, he thought, will work regardless of the battlefield. All the training Mr. CB experienced had finally led to the development of a fierce racing strategy. What was once seen as a crutch swiftly became his greatest strength. On April 17, 1983, the time would come for Mr. CB to participate in his first major race of the classic season, the Satsuki Sho.
Here we
Mr.
go.
CB, at this time, stood as the overwhelming favorite to win.
Oh, El Katsuragi Ace! And there's a Medjura here. Medjura Montesinos? I'm gonna wait.
It had been
I'm
7
wait.
years since his sire, Tosho Boy, claimed victory at the Satsuki Sho undefeated. This
Ooh.
very same race would be what led to Tosho Boy's nickname of Pegasus being created.
Pegasus.
Though not undefeated, Mr. CB had to continue the legacy of his sire, a dream passed from father to son, a story written in their bloodline. Upon entering the gate, a total of 20
I love how Pyrex writes these. It's so beautiful.
participants were present to face off against Mr. CB. With this large roster rose several notable rivals for
That's
Mr.
a
CB
big
to overcome.
lineup.
Second favorite, Umamusume, was at the heels of an impressive performance in their racing career, having placed
Oh.
first in 3 consecutive victories before placing second at the Mainichi High a month prior to the Satsuki Sho. Third favorite was Blue Durban, jockeyed by Masato Shibata. Shibata was a well-experienced jockey who'd ridden Bold Symboli
Damn, look at that hair.
during the
That is really cool.
TG era, and would later ride the infamous Climb Kaiser. Fifth favorite was Meguro Monzane. Though his race record wasn't as decorated as the previous
The Silver Chaser.
two, Monzane was a late closer just as Mr. CB was.
Oh.
The Meguro camp eagerly awaited the confrontation between their horse and Mr. CB.
Oh, wait. Oh. He has an Uma. Oh. Sheena Freyas.
And many onlookers also viewed Monzane as CB's natural rival. Monzane also appears in Umamusume and Katsuragi Ace's training story under the substitute name Sheena Freyas.
I can't wait to body this when CB comes in like later this year.
Eighth favorite was Nihon Pillow Winner, ridden by Kunihiko Take. This horse would later
Holy Mile Master. Oh wow. Yasuda and Milers Cup?
become known as the Mile King, with one of his
Oh.
descendants being Yamanin Zephyr. Finally, one more colt would take to the gate. One who
Katsuragi
had not
Ace.
yet revealed his true potential. His performances were inconsistent, claiming victories and staggering losses in his career. This horse was the 7th favorite to win, and a horse you're all too familiar with from Umamusume.
By the way, what are the best names?
This horse's name was Katsuragi Ace. Mr. CB, despite this roster of talented competitors, overshadowed them all. This race would have one final hurdle for his team to overcome. Heavy rain
Is she
had struck
talking?
Nakayama.
Is she talking shit?
This race would have one final hurdle for his team to overcome.
So it was you.
Heavy rain had struck the Nakayama
Why is she
race course
smiling?
that day, and
It's so
worry
cute.
quickly rose that the heavy conditions would
Oh,
dampen Mr.
oh.
CB's ability to surge from the back. As the
Oh.
race began, the rain did not stop. Beneath a sky of oppressive gray clouds,
Oh.
the gates flew open. Mr. CB exited the gate smoothly, and
Oh.
soon after,
Hey.
Yoshinaga eased him back as he'd done so many times before. Just as he'd done at the Yayoi show, he confidently stuck to his late surger strategy. Even in the face of the first Triple Crown race, Yoshinaga did not waver. With nerves of steel, he pressed onward. But then, a sudden incident would occur. Many jockeys, due to the heavy conditions of the racecourse, drove their horses sharply towards the inner track entering the first corner. This was in an attempt to grant their horses better footing in these muddy conditions. As the competitors grouped together, one horse veered off course and collided directly with Mr. CB.
Oh.
In the footage shown, it is clear that this jolted Yoshinaga, who instantly sat upright and desperately
Dude, look at how chewed up the track is. And the Satsuki Sho is not the first race of the day. So, holy, look at that. That is terrible.
worked to keep control. Rainy weather and heavy track conditions can easily spell disaster for any racer in CB's
Yeah,
position.
it's dangerous.
Mud kicked up violently from the front of the pack, pelting the remaining horses.
Look at that. They're spread out. Because, yeah. This reminds me of Gold Chip Satsuki Show, where the Mad Lad like literally barreled through the chewed up inner track where everybody was like on the outside carving more ground.
Debris. If a horse's vision
Dude, look at that. It's so messed up.
became obstructed, it could be disastrous. Despite the unpredictable chaos on the course, Mr. CB remained composed, unfazed by the downpour or the heavy conditions. As the competitors hit the final homestretch, Mr. CB began his familiar, gradual acceleration from behind, advancing slowly to the front of the pack. Leading the group was Katsuragi Ace, Mr. CB's main target to surpass to take the lead.
Oh, really?
Mud-soaked,
That's interesting.
Yoshinaga commanded CB to push past Ace's leading position,
For
and though
CB.
Ace resisted briefly, he was soon overpowered
Yeah, there he
by
is.
the overwhelming strength of Mr. CB in the home stretch. Within
Look
the
at
final
that.
meters of the Satsuki Sho,
The Majora
Umamusume
horse.
engaged in a fierce battle to the finish in Ace's place. Ultimately, CB would pull ahead, claiming a victory in the first leg of the Triple Crown series
Hey, hey. Respect. He tried.
by a half length. This
Almost.
victory meant much more than simply winning. For Masato Yoshinaga, it was his first ever classic win, achieving a victory after 34 previous fruitless attempts. A man who was once deemed as a second-rate jockey, one who was mocked for his unorthodox tactics, had finally been vindicated. The poet, Shuji Terayama, who admired Yoshinaga so greatly, was also present at the Nakayama racecourse that day. Against doctor's orders, he slipped out of the hospital while being treated for advanced cirrhosis. Doctors had told him that he had very little time left to live. His own physical health didn't matter to him at the time. Only one thought forming from the harsh reality of his situation. I probably won't live to see Yoshinaga ride in the Japanese Derby. Having witnessed a victory at the Satsuki Sho, Terayama was filled with overwhelming joy for the jockey he so deeply admired. Even though it wasn't the race he yearned to watch Yoshinaga participate in, he was still able to witness his first classic victory. It was almost as if Terayama was content with this, and had accepted his fate following the Satsuki Sho. 5 days later, Terayama fell into a coma, and never awoke to see Mr. CB and Yoshinaga ride again. Ultimately, he would pass away on May 4th, 1983, at the age of 47.
47 is too young. Cirrhosis? Was he a heavy drinker or something?
Terayama was a poet who held significant influence among Japan's intellectuals. In addition, he was also a racing enthusiast, one who possessed a deep affection for horse racing. Lyrics like Farewell Haiseko, to his reflection on the tragedy of 10 Point's grandmother, Kumawaka, his love for the sport was painfully clear. The dramas naturally woven between horses and humans were stories he was all too familiar with. As word spread that Terayama essentially had risked his life to witness a victory of CB and Yoshinaga, it deeply moved the public. Combined with the fame of being the son of Pegasus and the first offspring of CB Queen, Mr. CB became the exact symbol Terayama had envisioned him as, a storybook protagonist, capturing the hearts of the nation. With the victory of the Satsuki Sho,
man.
The next race was obvious.
That's heavy.
On May 29th, 1983, Mr. CB would enter the very race Shuji Terayama yearned so deeply to witness, the second leg of the Triple Crown series, and yet another classic race, the Tokyo Yushun. Mr. CB Terayama yearned so deeply.
No wonder why CB, like, look at that. Look at the hindquarters. He had a big butt. That looks, yeah, good looking horse.
To witness the second leg Yushun. Mr. CB's unique riding style would also shatter the normal assumptions of the Tokyo Yushun. The term derby position refers to being within the top 10 when entering the first corner. If a horse is not in this position, it is widely believed that they cannot win the derby. These concerns were voiced
and he's always at the back
by professionals and commentators. However, confidence in Mr. CB remained unshaken. The public had already seen his racing style, and had become completely enthralled by it. To witness a horse charge from last place all the way to the front was unheard of at this time. Even if skeptics and critics believed that a tactic as brash as this brought disadvantages, the public believed, or perhaps wished, that Mr. CB could emerge victorious with this unorthodox running style. They'd seen it happen too many times before, and hoped to see Yoshinaga once more perform something extraordinary. If the public's expectation wasn't enough pressure, there was another possibility should CB emerge victorious in this race. The Tokyo Yushun was the very same race his sire, Tosho Boy, had lost.
So it's revenge.
If CB emerged victorious here, it would be seen as an accomplishment at a race where Tosho Boy had faltered. The members of Mr. CB's team, well aware of the expectations and roster of competitors, did not take the Tokyo Yushun lightly. Mr. CB's late surger tactics were a direct contrast to the front-running tactics used by most contenders. This made it impossible to control the pace of the race. In addition, based on his previous race history, it was obvious that he would be heavily marked by his competitors. The risk of being blocked or getting boxed in would be higher than ever before. All of these concerns began to eclipse the hope the team once held for a victory. This worry would turn to clear concern as Mr. CB entered the paddock before his race. While circling the paddock, CB's cheekpiece strap would suddenly snap. Though this could just be seen as a mere coincidence by
sports people are very superstitious, aren't they?
any onlookers. For those who live by racing intuition,
Yeah, there we go.
A moment of misfortunes to come. Witnessing this, a vague sense of dread fell upon Yoshinaga and Matsuyama. As Mr. CB stepped onto the course, he was greeted by a thunderous applause.
There's a lot of people.
A favorite, but was a favorite by an overwhelming
Katsuragi Ace bumped up the rankings.
margin. The 50th Tokyo Yushun began with a wave of gas from the audience.
Number 12.
Mr. CB had blown the start once more.
Oh yeah!
Though this wasn't anything new,
you can see it.
The lingering thought of the derby position caused many. Though this from the audience,
you can see
Mr.
it.
CB had blown the start once again.
Yeah.
Though this wasn't anything new, the lingering thought of the derby position caused many to view this as a major new.
What did this guy do?
Position caused many to view this as a major blunder, one that could be fatal in achieving victory.
I mean, at this point, people would be like, yeah, he does that.
In his current position, it was impossible for Mr. CB to enter the top 10 within the first corner. As the race continued, the jockeys surrounding Yoshinaga grew more anxious.
There he is.
For some reason, Mr. CB showed no signs of making a move. If Mr. CB, the most dangerous horse in the field, did not move, then they wouldn't either.
They're waiting for him to make the first move.
If they maintained this position, only the front running group would be able to pull away. This positioning will remain after the third corner, and if Mr. CB remained motionless, the field would fan out in the final corner, completely blocking his path. Of course, this was something Yoshinaga had factored into his plan. Every action by every competitor present had played right into the palm of his hands. He waited from the time exiting the gate till the last possible moment to make his move. This tactic would be different from what the audience was used to seeing before. A forceful tactic that Yoshinaga believed only CB could execute. A direct charge through the center of the pack. Up until this
that's
point,
aggressive.
Yoshinaga always kept CB far away from the pack,
it says aggressive charge. Oh my god.
In isolation.
I'm so stupid.
He would swing wide to avoid contact when surging from behind.
That's interesting, because from what we've seen so far in the footage, Yoshinaga loves to hug the rail, right?
That would not be the case this time. As the leading group entered the third corner, Yoshinaga drove straight into the heart of the pack, forcing open a narrow path, skimming past other horses close enough to brush them. Ordinarily, this type of tactic would be impossible, but Mr. CB persevered. At the third corner, he was in 18th place, but by the fourth corner, he was in 5th. While pushing through, Mr. CB would collide with Katsuragi Ace. Instead of CB faltering, it would be Ace who would lose momentum. Unable to regain balance, Ace began to drift as Mr. CB.
Wait, if it's a bump, I mean, he won this. So did the jockey Katsuragi Ace did not make an inquiry? Because that's what jockeys do, right? When contact happens.
He continued his confident stride to the finish. Entering the final straight, Mr. CB broke away from all of his competitors completely,
there he is.
securing the lead position uncontested. No one could catch him. Mejiro Monzane gave a desperate chase, but just like the Satsuki Sho, he could not close the gap. As a crowd roared, the race commentator would shout, "Mr. CB has surpassed his sire, Tosho Boy." Another victory,
he tried
the second jewel of the Triple Crown, and more importantly, the redemption for his sire. Mr. CB's victory would also continue on the generational wins of the Chigira farm at the Tokyo Yushun, a 3-generation lineage of derby victories.
Meizumi.
On the other hand, this unconventional tactic of breaking through the center of the field stirred significant controversy. Watching his charge from the third corner, many onlookers worried that Mr. CB may be disqualified. The contact with Katsuragi Ace near the end of the final quarter was, by all sense of definition, a bad collision. Despite these worries, the race was not called for inquiry. And Mr. CB's victory remained unchallenged.
Yo, why? Like, I mean, he lost momentum. I mean, Ace did, right? I wonder why the jockey of Ace did not do that. That's interesting.
Though the Yushin victory was secured, Yoshinaga was held responsible for interfering with the other horses during his bold charge through the center of the pack. As punishment, he received a riding suspension. And in addition,
2 days?
No mementos from the Tokyo Yushun can be found at Yoshinaga's home.
Wait, what?
The physical awards of this victory were confiscated by the JRA.
That's a thing? That's a thing?
2 months after Mr.
that
CB's
sucks.
victory at the Tokyo Yushun, a new challenger would make their debut.
Oh wait, I know who this is. This is Prez!
On July 23rd,
Look at that.
1983,
I know the silk.
this future rival to CB.
Oh no!
With an overwhelming
I'm
sense
in
of strength.
trouble.
This horse's jockey was Yukio
Okabe.
His trainer Yuji Nohira, and his home was a Symboli farm. Looming in the distance, this horse would soon clash with Mr. CB.
Why is...
After Mr. CB's spring season, which was peppered with fierce competition, he was granted a well-deserved rest. Mr. CB's own summer vacation. This peaceful break was short-lived though, and Mr. CB would face a litany of setbacks.
Don't tell
During
me
his time
he
off,
got injured.
Mr. CB would step on a nail, and though the injury was minor,
What? Bro, how? How can a horse step on a nail? How do you get a nail anywhere near this? How? I just look, okay, whatever.
Matsuyama brought him back to the stable for observation. When returning with Matsuyama, CB would unfortunately contract a severe lingering summer cold.
Oh my god, when it rains it pours. What the fuck?
For a while, CB's rivals continued to train. However, Mr. CB was forced to recover.
Yo, that
the illness
sucks.
forced him to skip the St. Light Keenan, which would be held on October 2nd. Mr. CB would barely recover in time to enter the Kyoto
Barely recover in time.
Shimbunhai on
Why?
October 23rd. Even with the sudden registration for this race, many still worried about CB's capabilities after taking such a long time to
man,
recover.
why would
All
you?
of CB's competitors would have had suitable time to train properly for this race, while Mr. CB only had trained sparsely a month prior. His body weight had also increased from 12 kilograms since the Tokyo Yushun.
Oh!
Far from the ideal weight for this race.
Yeah, but I don't know, I'm new, but I think that's better than dropping weight, right?
Even so, Mr. CB once more would be the favorite to win.
Katsuragi is climbing the odds rankings, man.
The claiming of the first 2 jewels of the Triple Crown was enough to give people hope. CB and Yoshinaga's unconventional way of riding that had eclipsed the rest of his competition.
And it's a respiratory
As the race
infection
began,
or something.
Mr. CB remained consistent with his usual strategy of staying at the rear. Running in the front of the pack was Katsuragi Ace, who sat as the second favorite to win. Ace had previously finished 11th in the Satsuki Sho and 6th in the Tokyo Yushun. Even with these crushing defeats, he still showed promise, nearly claiming first place in the Chiokyo Sansai Stakes in June, and the Kobe Shimbunhai in October. Even with the absence of a first place finish, Ace's efforts were still well regarded. Ultimately, spectators cared less about the ones leading the pack, and more about when Mr. CB's final surge would begin.
Yeah.
When would he make his move to cut to the front? As Yoshinaga continued to ride alongside Mr. CB, he couldn't shake a looming feeling which had set on his shoulders. Just like the Tokyo Yushun, Mr. CB did not move. Even after passing the backstretch, Mr. CB remained motionless. What the audience once assumed was another daring move, an action to be made at the last possible moment, quickly turned to silent. the sound of the announcer's voice cut through. Mr. CB is in
Is in
trouble.
trouble.
While the mid-pack horses were distracted by CB, the front group had distanced themselves further, opening a decisive gap. Entering the final home stretch, Mr. CB drifted inward unstably, and showed no trace of the explosive
Dude, he was
acceleration
not
he'd become so
in
well
condition.
recognized for. As CB struggled to make a move, Katsuragi Ace would take the lead, with CB sitting in 4th place. A formidable challenger, previously eclipsed by the favorite, was about to defeat the monarch of their generation. Crossing the finish line, Katsuragi Ace claimed 1st place, with Mr.
There you
CB
go.
finishing 4th.
That's a wide
The
gap.
gap between Ace and CB was 8 lengths. A
Wow.
complete and utter defeat. What captured the crowd's attention the most was the second burst of speed Ace displayed when pulling away from the leading group. This also caused the audience to question the possibility of CB's ability to claim the Triple Crown.
Dude, he was sick, and he's barely recovered.
Can he really win the Chigira Sho after this? The last Triple Crown recipient was nearly 20 years earlier, with Shinzan claiming the title in 1964.
So it is Shinzan. Okay,
In
okay.
the 2 decades that followed, many formidable horses had risen to the challenge, only to fall short of claiming the Triple Crown.
Okay.
With each failed attempt, doubt quickly spread that another Triple Crown horse might never appear
Why is Haruo's dad there?
again. Mr. CB had initially given many the hope of seeing a 3rd recipient crowned, but now that hope began to sour. Regardless
makes
of what
sense.
the public believed, Matsuyama devoted himself entirely to preparing CB for the Chigira Sho. He gave credit to CB's performance, even recovering from illness, reminding skeptics that his condition at the time was far from perfect.
Yeah, of course.
CB still showed a willingness to run, and was still able to
And
finish
give,
in the front of the pack.
yeah, given
Matsuyama
still finished
intended
4th.
to train CB as much as he could to restore his competitive instinct. Seeing this determination, everyone in the CB camp dedicated themselves as well, fully committed to achieving the Triple Crown. Of course, the media, as they always do,
Yeah, of
stir up the
course.
juiciest stories that they can find.
Of
They'd all
course.
report on Mr. CB's poor condition, and raise the question of his ability to win the final leg of the Triple Crown. Reporters, eager to outdo their rival media outlets, sought to interview the people closest to Mr. CB.
The 2 trains of thought here. On one side, one portion of the media, I would assume, like, oh, he probably is not going to be able to close out the Triple Crown because he got sick. And the other side, like, yeah, because he got sick. That's why he lost that one time. He's fine now, right?
These people being trainer Matsuyama and jockey Yoshinaga. The relentless interviews of these two could only be described as extraordinary.
Ogre
The
fat.
utter bombardment by the media was never ending.
Prope.
I think they should be left alone for a while. They are carrying a tremendous responsibility.
Yeah, dude, imagine being in that spot where you're on the cusp of greatness and then people have doubts. Dude, if I were a trainer or a jockey, like, my hemorrhoids would flare up hard.
It is stated that even other jockeys and stable personnel sympathize with CB's trainer and jockey. Even with the excessive media coverage, Mr. CB still shot to the top of the favorites for the Chigira Sho.
Where is the Measure horse? It's again, Katsuragi is again, right?
This utter outpour of support could only be described as the public's outcry.
Oh,
for Mr.
Kyoto,
CB's
3,000
story
meters.
itself. Looming overhead, just like the Tokyo Yushun, was a prospect of avenging his sire once more. Tosho Boy had been defeated in the 1976 Chigira Sho, finishing 3rd behind his contemporaries in the TTG generation, Greengrass and 10 Point. When competing in the 1977 Autumn Tenno Show, Tosho Boy would run out of stamina, placing
he gassed
7th
out.
overall. The Chigira Sho isn't only the final leg of the Triple Crown races,
the mountain
but
of
also
Yodo.
is the longest amidst the 3, clocking in at 3,000 meters. It is said that the fastest horse wins the Satsuki Sho, the luckiest the Tokyo Yushun,
and the
and the
strongest.
strongest the Chigira Sho.
That is so
This
cool.
would be the final test of CB's capabilities. Could Mr. CB conquer what his sire could not? The team behind Mr. CB remained confident. In the weeks following the Shimbunhai,
Damn.
CB's condition would improve steadily. He
Nice,
completed
good.
rigorous training for the Chigira Sho. and it was soon made clear that he was in far better shape than
Yeah,
he was during the Tokyo
he's in peak
Yushin.
condition now.
Finally, on November 13th, 1983, the day would arrive as the sun rose over the Kyoto racecourse. Just before the Kika Sho, while in the weighing room, Yoshinaga would be approached by a familiar reporter who asked, "I want to talk to you properly after the race."
Oh,
Yoshinaga replied, "Of course, though I'm not sure you'll be able to get near me after the race today."
oh, that's cold. That is cold. Yo, I'll sure, probably not, because I'm going to be busy throwing flowers and petals after we win and be in the winner circle.
This sheer confidence wasn't blind arrogance, but proof in the bond CB and Yoshinaga shared. He had
Yeah, at this point, like the synergy and the chemistry are just like the bar is full.
full trust and confidence that Mr. CB would be Japan's third Triple Crown winner. Anticipation filled the air that day, thousands eager to see if Mr. CB would make history.
Quick sidebar, this is very interesting. This is such a contrast to like when you know about the story of OTM Opera O and Ryuji Wada, right? Like here Yoshinaga has 100% confidence that CB is going to perform, and they're just gonna perform really well together. And then the Team Opera stuff, like Wada had some level of insecurity, right, as a jockey. That's the contrast is very very interesting.
And so the race began. Mr. CB had a fair start to the race, and soon Katsuragi Ace took the lead, shaping the pace of the race.
Of course,
Ace, who had brilliantly contained CB in the Shimbunhai, was second favorite to win once again.
yeah,
Ace's
but he
preferred
was sick
altitude
then.
was considered to be around middle distances, sitting at 2,000 meters. Due to the 1,000
Oh,
meter difference over his preferred aptitude, his team debated withdrawing him from the Kika Sho.
yeah.
When deliberating their choice further, they'd come to one realization: I want to race against Mr. CB on the grand stage of the classic.
Hey, hey, respect. I want to beat the best.
Mr.
To be the
CB,
best.
who reigned as the champion
Something,
of his
something.
era, came from a strong bloodline, while Katsuragi Ace was an ordinary colt with an ordinary pedigree. Born and
Oh,
raised on a small family-run farm, Ace was an object of admiration born in the same era. And at the same time, he recognized CB as
wait.
his rival.
That's interesting. That's interesting because, as Pyrex said in the video earlier, earlier in the video, Tosho Boy wasn't an attractive stallion because he's local born, right? He's homebred, and a lot of Japanese breeders are like, oh, I want to buy from America or Europe, right? Or I want to have my mares be covered by the imports. But that's interesting. Like that adds more layers to the story.
Katsuragi Ace's team decided, we will race against Mr. CB,
Yeah,
the pinnacle of
that is very
Japanese-bred
admirable.
thoroughbreds. Mr. CB remained at the rear, waiting for a precise moment to strike. The Kika Sho isn't only infamous for its demanding distance,
It has a
also
mountain.
for its unique hill. The Kyoto racecourse has a uniquely complex structure. A gently sloping, long hill was placed along the final leg of the race. From the third to fourth corner,
I cannot wait to get back in this course long for a CM because I use Gold Chip all the time.
there was a similarly gentle and gradual descent. While Nakayama and Tokyo racecourses did have similar slopes, they were only artificial steep hills deliberately installed to create changes in the race's rhythm.
Okay.
In
That's
contrast, the hill
interesting.
at Kyoto formed almost naturally, resembling the appearance of European racecourses.
Oh,
The difficulty of this racecourse also bore an old proverb: go up slowly, go
go
down,
down
slowly.
slowly.
During the era of TTG, a similar saying would emerge: do not descend the hill from the innermost gate. Your speed will perish.
Wait. Oh,
The battle on this hill would directly determine the outcome of the Kika Sho.
I had a thought, but never
Horses
mind.
who used their stamina on the uphill climb would burn out rapidly,
Yeah,
while horses who accelerated on the downhill would swing widely outside by the final homestretch.
yeah. Too
How
much
to
momentum.
ultimately overcome these issues lay entirely on the judgment of the jockey. How would Yoshinaga tackle the Kika Sho? This question burned in people's minds as Mr. CB approached that dreadful climb. What would happen next would defy any warning given on the consequences of rushing up that hill. As soon as Mr. CB reached that wretched climb, he began to advance.
Oh,
This was a
wait.
long-distance acceleration while
Wait.
climbing the hill,
Wait,
meaning to
what?
catch the leading positions from the rear.
Yo.
Mr. CB was rushing in at full speed. Racing officials thought this was a reckless decision by Yoshinaga. However, in no time, Mr. CB began to close the gap on the leading group. What no one
Oh.
knew was the fact that this is not what Yoshinaga had intended. This sudden surge was
Oh, the horse acted out himself. Okay.
birthed from Mr. CB's own
Oof.
fighting spirit. Shocked
I
by
bit my
CB's
cheek.
actions, Yoshinaga attempted to restrain him, but swiftly realized it was impossible. Forcibly restraining him now will risk destroying this passionate urge to run.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
every rider Yoshinaga and CB flew past, the verdict was unanimous. Game over. No horse can attack that early on this track and live to tell the tale.
That's again. This is a really good jockey because like he just let the horse go. Because if he tried to force CB to slow down a bit, and he's being headstrong, like the confidence will just be whiffed like that, and you don't want that. Like he's not gonna run properly after that if he forced it. I think.
Cheers in the stands quickly changed to angry shouts. The audience believed that this was a glaring error by Yoshinaga. On the longest course, on the most demanding section,
Trust.
Mr. CB clearly would burn out, expelling all his stamina to catch the leads. Of course, as we stated before, the odds may be low, but they're never zero. After descending from the hill, entering the final homestretch, Mr. CB would unleash an even sharper finishing kick, distancing the trailing participants. It was as if Mr. CB were running entirely on his own. The angry shouts of the crowd quickly transformed into the deafening roars of applause. For the first time in 19
Yeah,
years,
he's gonna close it
the
out.
Triple Crown winner was running
He
right
is
before
closing
their
it out.
eyes. Overwhelmed with emotion, many
Oh.
spectators began to realize they were witnessing history in the making. Hearing stories of triumph secondhand is one thing, but experiencing it was a completely new feeling. For the first time in nearly 20 years, another Triple Crown title would be claimed. As CB continued to defy all belief, Kiyoshi Sugimoto would shout, "The earth is bouncing for Mr. CB." Welcomed by this tremendous applause, Mr. CB crossed the finish line, 3 lengths ahead of second place.
It's also insane that like I think he did right. I can't remember. Short-term memory is terrible for me, but he just raced in the Saint Light Keenan, right? And like he's number 3. That's pretty cool.
The racecourse was drowned out by thunderous applause of the audience. For the first time in 19 years, a new Triple Crown winner was realized.
A new champion
Mr.
has
CB
ascended.
had become Japan's 3rd Triple Crown recipient. Interestingly, the unique skill of Mr. CB in Umamusume is named Approaching
Oh, he has encroaching shadow. What the fuck? I thought. Oh, okay.
Shadow. This ability then evolves into Bouncing Earth,
Oh,
which is based on this
okay.
historic
That's
commentary
pretty.
from the
That's pretty
Chigira
good.
show.
That's clever.
With a classic year only described as legendary, Mr. CB would end 1983 with 5 total starts, claiming the prestigious Triple Crown title.
Yeah.
But for each and every person
Oh
who's
no,
familiar
it's
with the
Prez
history of
again.
the sport, you'll know that 1984 would also generate a horse of legend.
Oh.
In 1984, Japanese racing underwent a historic revolution
Oh,
with the
okay.
introduction of the graded stakes system. Races were completely reorganized, with the common ranking being placed of G3, G2, and G1 races.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
excitement of
amended it.
CB's Triple Crown triumph was still a hot topic in the world of racing. As the hype and discussion surged, a new horse would appear. A horse whose owner was confident could not only claim the Triple Crown, but also capture
Oh, Japan Cup.
the Japan Cup.
Ooh.
This horse would sweep through the Satsuki Sho in April
Ooh.
and the Tokyo Yushun in May. And unlike CB, this racer would do so
Undefeated. Yeah.
This presence shook the racing world. Wasn't a Triple Crown winner only supposed to appear once every 20 years? This was the common shocked comment when witnessing this horse race. Until Mr. CB, many doubted another Triple Crown could ever happen again. Yet not even a year later, the prospect of a back-to-back Triple Crown suddenly became real.
It's insane how they did this back to back, right? Like the closest that I could. I mean, again, I'm new. I'm new to the sport, but the closest that I know is in the States with American Pharaoh and then Justify, right? In the UK, like Nijinsky is the last one. That's like what 100 years ago. Slash S. Don't bother with that. I wonder if there are like, are there any like Triple Crown champions that are close to each other aside from Japan and to a certain degree in America, like in the Irish racing scene. I wonder, and in like in Paris or wherever, right? Hong Kong.
The lingering urge slowly grew to see this horse clash against Mr. CB in
Because it's so
future
rare.
races.
It's getting
A
rarer.
horse who, just like CB, would defy all expectations. The Emperor, Simbali.
Ooh, this is so cool. Look, dude, this reminds me of like, for those who watched Supernatural or watched Supernatural, if you remember when the Winchesters visited Lucifer in the cage in hell, and when Lucifer was shown for the first time in years in the show, like he was like in the shadows in the cage, right? And then his eyes were glowing like this. That's pretty cool.
Did you enjoy this video, and are you looking
Yes! Oh my god, Pyrex. This is just so good. It's long, but it's really good. I enjoy it so much.
forward to part 2? Be sure
Yeah, part 2, please, part 2. Oh, they're gonna throw down. Triple threat, CB, Katsuragi Ace, and then Rudolph. Damn. This is, dude, for me, the best Umamusume related content creators is Pyrex and then maybe in no particular order. I love when people make these like long narrative videos slash documentaries, because you can see that there's a lot of work that they give to the product that they produce, right? Especially in this day and age where like quote unquote automated channels left and right uh are easily done and produced with like TTS and then AI generated stuff. But you see people like Pyrex and maybe some others, or just like even in other niches where they just they put so much work and TLC in what they're creating. It is so, sadly say, refreshing. And yeah, like Pyrex's video, like his videos are just good. Like even though yo dude, even the older ones are still good. Okay, it's just that these newer ones are better, right? So yeah, that's I'm not gonna yap too much. I would love you to watch the video yourself, and thank you for watching it with me. If you want to go support our boy Pyrex, just go to his channel, subscribe, like the video, so on and so forth, etc., etc., etc. And I'll see you in the next one.